Do this. All right, folks. What's up? What's up? We are live, man. I haven't been live with y'all in probably over a week. Well, I've been busy, been working on some stuff, getting ready to get things popping. I want to say hello to everyone. I'd like to give you guys some time to get in because it's not like I'm scheduled to be on here live right now because some of you used to see me go live like 10 o'clock a.m. I want to say hey to April Cox, Diane Rosier. I knew Diane would come in. Good to see you, Diane. That's my sister-in-law for life. All right, good to see you. Come on through. I got some information I want to share with you guys. It's very, very, very important. So if you're just coming in, don't just pop in and roll out. I know people see live come across their screen and they click on it. But stay here, folks. I got some very, very important information for you. All right. So I want to talk about income and I want to talk about doing the numbers. And what do I mean when you see the title that says do the numbers? I want to explain something to you in that regard. I was just sitting here doing work. I was sitting here on my laptop working and something popped up into my head. And I said, I want to make a certain amount of money by the end of the year. Right. So I had to think of what it would take. Not how, remember, I'm not talking about how, I'm thinking of what it would take for me to earn what I want to earn in a year. So I did the numbers, right? For instance, I calculated how many events I'm going to have out the year, how many all access events, meaning those of you who want to buy the videos of our conferences, how many of those will have to be sold within the year or within a certain amount of months, right? So I calculated numbers. A gentleman by the name of Grant Cardone, he talked about 10x in your business, and I get it. You have to repeatedly do the exact same things 10 times, 10 times, 10 times, 10 until you hit the number that you want to hit financially. So I did that, and just by me thinking of it, you know, I want to share that information with you guys. I want to share a scenario with you, and remember, don't worry about how it's going to happen. I just want you to put it in perspective. What you want, you got to focus on what you want. You have to have clarity on what you want, and you got to have confidence in getting what you want. So let's hypothetically say that you want to earn $1 million in a year, okay? What are you doing right now that you can duplicate a whole lot of times to earn that kind of money, right? What do you have that you can add? What dimensions can you add to your current business that will earn you the money that you want to earn, that $1 million by the end of the year? Tia Whitaker, hey there. Sandra Lovelace, how are you? So the question, folks, I'm asking is, let's say that let's say you clean homes. You have a business to clean homes, right? You have to do the calculations on your price, do the calculations on the number of homes, okay? And calculate the number, and you can do it by quarter, you can do it by the year. I would say do it by the quarter or maybe by the month. How many homes? So you break down, let's say $1 million, you divide that by the month, by the week, by the days, or what have you. And then you calculate what you do the numbers on, what it would take for you to earn that amount of money in that month. And then you multiply what that money will earn by the year by multiplying how much you will make in that month times 12 and see how much you will make in that year. So you got to do the numbers. This is how people are getting rich, folks. They're not getting rich because they out there just gambling and just throwing stuff around. They're getting rich because they are game planning, one, and two, they are actually joining mastermind groups that has projects that help them get to where they want. What's up, Joe Jackson? A dynamite comedian up in the DMV. I gotta connect with that brother. I got some plans I want to share with you, bro. So just stay tuned. I'll get with you soon. Ernest Williams, good to see you. So let's say I'm gonna take Joe Jackson, like I just talked about homes, right? How much money do you make in a home? Let's say you make $200 in a home. right? You want to make, and how often do you work on that home? Do you work on that home twice a month, twice a week, or however? You calculate, that's $200 per house. And each house you do 2 times a week. So there's 7 days. Or you take a day off. Let's say you take Sunday off, but you still work Saturday. You might can squeeze in another house because you got Saturdays working. $200 per house. And let's say you work 3 houses. Because you don't have to work. Let's say, well, you can work 2 houses in a day, actually. So that's $200 a day on each house. You have clientele that will get you, that will keep you busy enough to be able to work 2 houses in 6 days. What is 200 times 6? 200 times 6. Somebody do the math. 200 times 6. My math is, and I'm not a mathematician, but check this out, folks. 200 times 6. I'm pulling it up right now. 200 times 6. 200 times 6. That's $1,200 a week, right? $1,200 a week. No, that's not a week. Yeah, that's a week. $1,200 a week. Now, you take $1,200 a week and you multiply that times how many weeks in a month? That's 4. That's $4,800 a month, right? Take $4,800 a month times 12. That's 12 months. That's $57,600 a year. $57,000 a year. Let's round it off. Let's say $58,000 a year. Now, $58,000 a year. What will it take for you to generate $1 million a year in cleaning homes? So you already got your base number here. It takes you $57 to do 3 homes a week, right? Now you can expand the number of homes that you're working, but what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to hire people. You're going to have to get people to help you. You're going to have to get homes in different areas, right? Let's say you've expanded, right? Let's say you do 3 homes a week. Let's say you've expanded, you now do 20 homes a week. You multiply 20 times 200. That's $200 per house, right? Now, that's $4,000 a week, okay? 4,000 times 4 weeks in a month, that's $16,000 a month. Multiply 16,000 times 12 months. Now you're at $192,000 a year. $192,000 a year. Now this is minus. This is with before you spend money on before expenses. But I'm just showing you about a scenario here. So you made $192,000 a year because you got 20 homes that you clean. Let's say you double that. You expanding more. You branding yourself. You got ads out there, right? Now you got 100 homes. 100 homes times 200. Guess what? That's $20,000 a week. A week? Yeah, you have to hire a few people. You're going to have some expenses. But now you're at $20,000 a week. $20,000 a week times 4 weeks in a month, you're at $80,000 a month. $80,000 a month times 12 months. Now you're at $960,000 a year. Now, and that's with 100 homes that you're cleaning out a week at $200 a week, at $200 per home. So now you're at, now you see how I did the numbers, folks? And then if I was in the cleaning business, my goal is to reach 100 homes in a week. How do I reach 100 homes in a week? Cleaning, word of mouth, branding, marketing. You see what I'm saying? You're going to have to spend a little bit of money on marketing and branding yourself, like you have to spend a little bit of money on Facebook ads, Twitter ads, LinkedIn ads. And remember, you can actually visit millionaire communities. Look at mansions. You can go, if you're in Maryland, you can go on Potomac, Maryland somewhere where all the mansions are. You down here in Florida, hit places in Miami, go over to Terra Verde where I'm looking at homes at myself. and look at these places, and then you can get a map and get the addresses to all of these places, all of these homes, and you can start sending brochures in the mail to everybody in them homes, right? So that's 960,000. That's not quite $1 million, but by the time you reach this, you've been and earned a few homes along the way. So you probably be a little bit over 100 homes in a week. So guess what? Now you're cleaning 100 homes in a week. You got people working for you. You've earned $960,000, right? You might as well call that $1 million because it's not gonna take you much to earn a few 40 homes or 30 homes or 20 homes to earn the extra kick to get you to $1 million in a year. And don't even forget, you can, if you're a minority owner, business owner, you can get on the GSA schedule. Just learn how to get on the GSA schedule and get a few office buildings to clean. So you're doing that along the way. You have a cleaning business. So that's the key, folks. Let me talk about another way of doing the numbers. Let me talk about another business. My friend Joe Jackson, he's a comedian. Let's say you're a comedian, right? Your comedian fee is $10,000. $10,000 for somebody to hire you to do comedy. Your goal is to reach $1 million in a year in your expertise in your craft of being a comedian. You're a comedian, your fee is $10,000 to be on the big stage. You pretty much got a big name for yourself, right? $10,000 for you to reach $1 million in a year, but your fee is $10,000. You might have to up your fee because when the more your calendar fills up, the higher your fee gets. That's the same as in the speaker industry. If your calendar starts to get full, your price goes up. That means your credibility has gone up. That means your value has also gone up. So $10,000, and let's say you got 10 speaking engagements. 10,000, and let's say 10 speaking engagements or 10 comedian shows, comedy shows in a month. 10,000 times what? 10. You made $100,000 in that first month. In a month, because your comedian fee is $10,000. You got 10 speaking. You got 10 events where you're hired to do comedy in a month. 10 of them. See, that's the goal, folks. You want to make yourself busy. People not being rich by sitting down. They are rich because they are busy, folks. You got to be busy. You got to keep putting in the work over and over and over and over and over again. It's the same. It's no pixie dust. It's no magic potion, right? It's none of that. It is nothing but duplication. Work, duplication, duplication, and duplication. It's whatever works 10 times or more. That's exactly what success is about, folks. It's about doing the numbers, figuring out how much it's what it's gonna take for you to earn your million or earn whatever it is you want to earn. So if you're a comedian, your fee is $10,000. If you got 10 comedy shows to do in a month, you've earned $100,000 a month. What is $100,000 times 12? 12 months each month, right? That's 1.2 million, folks. You see the importance of work. You see how people are actually winning out here. It's not that they're doing anything special. They got a game plan. They got it jotted down. They said, okay, in order for me to reach this, these things must happen. And they go to work on these things. So here's the thing, folks. Don't focus on how you're going to get that $1 million. You got to commit to it first. How is none of your business. You commit to earning your $1 million or whatever it is you want to earn. If it's 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, commit to that number, folks. But you got to do the numbers. You got to write down the numbers of how much is of this needs to happen in order for these numbers to work in your favor or the numbers that you're looking for. Is this making sense? So a comedian making $10,000 a month constantly. Hey, Candace Camille, thank you for stopping through. A comedian who gets paid $10,000. $10,000 per comedy show. If he can book himself, get himself booked 10 times in a month, every single month for the full year, he'll make $1.2 million. Now guess what happens? If you're making $1.2 million in 1 year, don't you expect that your next year will be more busier? People are going to start calling you more, because if you're getting $10,000 per WAP and 10 people are calling you to do comedy in that month, don't you know that, won't you figure that your name is pretty much a household name by the time you reach your 6th month in that year? You pretty much a household name. People are calling you now. You got videos out there. You still branding yourself. You got videos out there. You got a PR person going out there talking about you, telling people how good and how funny you are. You see what I'm saying, folks? It takes work. That's why, people talk about success, or they want to be rich, but you got to do the work of the rich. See, what you see on YouTube, what you see on Facebook, when people sitting back with Lamborghinis and stuff like that, that's not success, folks. Success is grit. Success is the grit that you have to put in. And I'm not saying grind, I'm saying grit. What's the difference? Grit is like living on the edge. Grit is tenacity. It's not giving up when you have all the odds against you. So you have to have true grit. Do the numbers, have true grit, and you will find the success in your finances at the end. So you got to do the numbers. So let me talk about somebody else. Who else have something out here? Let me pick on. Well, I don't know who to pick on, but I'm gonna say this. Let's say you're a heart surgeon. Say you're a heart surgeon. I'm going to go a little deep. I'm going to do a little bit of a deep dive. I don't know the price of a heart surgeon, but I'm going to make up a number. You need heart surgery. Let's say a heart surgery costs you $80,000. A heart surgeon. Now, this heart surgeon is a new heart surgeon. Just came out of his doctorate school. Just got a PhD or MD, whatever degree he needs to become a heart surgeon. Now this heart surgeon is just hitting the market, brand spanking new, has a goal of earning $2 million a year. His first or second year. He have to calculate the price of a heart surgery. Heart surgery. What's the going rate of a heart surgery? Now I'm not talking about a doctor who's working in a hospital. I'm talking about a doctor that's opening up his own practice, his own office. So now he's an entrepreneur. He's a business owner. He got to think like a business owner. Okay, folks? So he's going to make money on the front end. He's going to make money on the back end. The back end will be like the pharmaceutical stuff. Doctors get their split, right, on the back end with the pharmaceuticals and the insurance and all that. You see what I'm saying here? Now here's the key. That doctor, that heart surgeon also have to do the numbers. You got to do the numbers. What he want to make $2 million a year? What will it take for him to make $2 million a year? Okay, he don't control the price market. This heart surgeon don't control that. The market for a heart surgery is going to be whatever that price is. Let's say it's $80,000 for heart surgery. Okay? He might want to charge more, but the market don't call for him to charge more. So what he have to do is have the volume. Woo! Come on, man. Y'all playing with me, man. He got to have the volume. $2 million, $80,000. $80,000. He want to earn $2 million. How many heart surgeons do he need to make in a year to make $2 million? So he can make $80 million. If he make $80,000 in a month times 12, hold on, 80, 1, 2, 3 times 12. Actually, he made more than that. He made $9 million. He made but he over exceeded $2 million. He made $9 million. 9.6 million to be exact. Am my numbers right? Yep. 1, 2, 3. No. My number's not right. Wait a minute. That's not, he made $960,000 in a year. $960,000 in a year. So that means his goal is to make $2 million. So if he do one heart surgery per month for 2 years, so that's times 2. That's $1.9 million he made in his second year. So he just about hit $2 million. Because he's not going to do one heart surgery a year at $80,000. Of course, by the time he ended the year, people find out how good he is. He's going to probably do about 2 or 3 more heart surgeries in a year. So he already made his money in 2 years. That he reached his goal. So that's what I'm trying to say to you folks. You have to do that exact same thing. Let's say you're an employee. I'm going to show you how an employee can have a mindset of an entrepreneur. Let's say you work as a computer specialist. You're a troubleshooter. You're making $50,000 a year at a help desk or an IT department, troubleshooting and fixing computers. Your goal is to earn your goal is to earn $120,000 in a year. Now, as an employee, you still have to do work to get there. Now, you have to understand in that market, you can't fix 30 computers or whatever to make more money. Why? Because you probably work for somebody else as an IT specialist. Unless you're working on your own and you fixing people's computers at home. If that's the case, how much do you charge to fix a computer, and how many computers do you need to fix in a month that you can multiply times 12 that'll get you your first $1 million as an IT specialist working from your own home and you have clients. But you understand what I'm saying, folks? So people commit to try to get to $1 million. But they don't do the small steps. You got to do the small steps. The first thing you got to do the numbers. You got to do the numbers. If you sell, and here's what's important, people. Here's what's important. Some of the most successful, business-minded people are drug dealers. I've known people, and I've had people in my family who have made big money in drugs. Close members. And I've seen them talk about how much they wanted to make. Growing up, I've seen my bigger family members, older family members, making a whole lot of money. And they always talked about what they need to make in order for them to make that. So they were doing the numbers in the drug game. The same scenario works in the business world, in the legitimate business world. If you have books, I know a guy named Dr. Keith Johnson, a friend of mine, down here in Tampa. He's earned over $20 million in book sales. And he explained to me that he did the same thing. He calculated the price of his book. He calculated how many people he needed to sell his books to in a course of a year, and how much, and he made the number. He put the numbers to where it will earn him a $20 million or what have you over a course of 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years. But he probably broke them down by the year. So he committed to a goal. This is how you create goals, folks. You just don't say, I want to be the most successful football player in the world. Come on, anybody can set that goal. The goal that's not where the goals start. The goals start with the small steps to getting to where you want to be the best player. Yeah, you want to be the best player in the world, but you got to have goals. You got to do the numbers. If you look up the average football player who wants to be the best running back in the world, How much time are they putting in the gym? Study that. How much time? See, this is why you got to study your industry, folks. Not just your craft, but you got to study the industry. How many times the football player is working out? How many times are they out running? What are they eating? What dietary supplements are they taking? You got to do that type of research. The best players, the best running backs is doing these things. Now you have to say you want to be better than that person. In order for me to be better, then I have to double or triple what he's currently doing. That is how winning is done. That is what is called doing the numbers, folks. So if you want to sell books, if you want to earn $1 million in book sales, this is what you got to do. You got to brand the books. You got to know how many books you need to sell in order for you to reach $1 million in a year. You're going to have to tack in speaking engagements because you're going to have to sell books to people in the audience, right? You got to have a goal of how many books you want to sell in the audience. You're going to have to learn how to sell your books from the stage. You're going to have to learn how to close. That's the most important thing in selling, closing. You see, don't assume that everything sells itself. Everything is not a Bentley. Everything is not a Rolls Royce. See, a person walks into a Rolls Royce dealer, they already committed to the Rolls Royce. They don't need nobody to sell them. They just need somebody to take them through the process of buying the Rolls Royce. Joan Henry, how you doing? You guys understand? This makes sense what I'm saying, folks? You have to do the numbers. That is what the numbers is all about. Do the numbers, folks. I want you guys to put that in the comment. Put that in the comments. Do the numbers. Put that in the comment. Do the numbers. You got to do the numbers. This is how people are getting successful. This is how people are making stupid money. Because guess what? Even if, like in one scenario when I talk about how cleaning homes, if you want to earn $1 million in a year cleaning homes, you do the numbers. How many homes is going to take? How much do you charge per home, per house to clean? And how many numbers did you need to clean in a month that'll calculate $2 million in a year? But it came up very short. The scenario I used came up to 960,000. That's close to $1 million, right? Now, you're not going to always hit $1 million on the nose. You might go 1.1 million. You might go $1,003. You might go $900,000. But you in the vicinity. You're in the vicinity of $1 million. So that's how you do it, folks. That's what you have to do the numbers. Do the numbers. Calculate what it's going to take for you to earn what you need to earn. Don't just say, oh, I want to earn this amount of money. I want to do this. I want to do that. Strategize your program. Strategize. Put a business plan together. Strategize how much it's going to cost. Don't worry about the expenses. Don't worry about the expenses. Focus on the numbers. Because the numbers are your numbers. The expenses will come later. We're not talking about net. We're talking about gross. Because if you can hit your gross, you can damn sure live off the net. Come on, man. Am I right about that, people? Is this making sense? So that's important, folks. That's all I just want. I was just sitting here thinking, and I'm always mastermind. I'm always thinking, man. And that is exactly what I came up with. That's why I wanted to share that with you guys for two reasons. One reason is I want you guys to get it. And the second reason, I want to be able to come to this video in case I forget what I said. That's all I got for you, folks. Listen, I want you guys to share this video first. And secondly, I want you to do me a bigger favor, and that is to sing like no one can hear you. Dance like no one can see you. Love like you've never been hurt. And live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you, and the world needs you. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. Have a great day.